Hello and welcome back. I'm glad to be back on iSNF, and we are here at something a bit more familiar to me and definitely very familiar to my co-commentator Tony Trapasso as well. Hello, Tony. Oops.
The Glen.
Yes, happy birthday to
a
iSNF.
couple of
I mean, it's
audio
been
issues
2
here.
solid years now since we've been a league together, and the date just so happens to fall here at Watkins Glen in wine country of New York here. So right here in the Finger Lakes region, as we get ready to do 45 laps around this tricky, somewhat fast road course, if you will, including a bus stop and some rights and some lefts. What do you think, guys?
Mostly rights, one left.
Ah,
I mean, if you break this track down to its bare bones, there's only one left turn on this track.
and is that coming out of the bus stop?
Nope. It is the
Technically
penultimate
penultimate.
corner. That is the only left corner on this track. Everything else, turn right, go fast. We don't really consider the S's a set of turns. It's the S's. You don't lift coming out of turn. From the time you exit turn one to the time you get to the bus stop, if your foot comes off the throttle pedal, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Well, we got a points battle ahead of us. It got shaken up pretty big last week. Taking a look at our point standings here, a lot of the top runners ended up with either a DNF or somewhere in the back due to some melee, if you will, at Michigan.
Linus Brostrom wasn't even here.
Linus wasn't here due to being out of town, didn't get back in time, but he's going to be in today's race. Championship hopes probably down the drain, unfortunately, because I am Team Penske owner for iSNF, so kind of disappointed to not get a crown this season. But nonetheless, he's still going to be in it, going to be a contender for a dub. But Marcus Hagman, I talked to him pre-race, and he's looking to get through the season with a championship crown and not necessarily picking up single wins. So he's got the eye on the big prize, not the smaller ones along the way.
He's got a good shot at doing both here tonight, as he is in the top 5 in the hot lap session.
Yeah, and Chris Worrell is definitely looking pretty good out there as well, running the 4th fastest lap. So, Jalen looking pretty rock solid tonight. So, I think
Jalen's strong no matter where we go.
Jalen is consistently strong everywhere, and that's just it. It's all about everyone else, but Jalen, he rarely is the culprit to any matters that he's involved in. It's usually something that he gets collected in that's beyond his control, and unfortunately, I think it was last week that it was part of that situation.
Getting caught up in other people's dumpster fires. It's
yeah,
never a good time.
no. But we have a very cold track today, considering the time of year and approaching the first day of summer. We've had quite the cold front move through the northeastern region of the United States. And
we have.
Yeah, it's 64, 65 degrees, something like that, ambient temperature.
62 outside my window right now here in Auburn.
Yeah, so it's definitely chilly. Should make the track a little bit more grippy out there, but we do have some intermittent sunshine. So, those parts of the track seeing a little bit more sunshine should definitely be a little bit more greasy, if you will. But should be an interesting race, guys. I appreciate you being here. I think if we would have had a little bit more time, I would have loved to have brought in an interview too, but I wanted to make sure that we cover all the pre-race stuff. The guys are going to get 21x DQ limit here tonight. Expect a lot of Dairy Queen awards out there. I know John Hopley's already called it earlier on back on June 15th. He went ahead and got his ice cream out of the way and said he's getting ready for the Glen.
The only thing is, there's not a Dairy Queen in the Glen. You have to settle for Ben and Jerry's tonight.
Well,
Thank
that's
you
why
very
he got
much.
his. That's why he got his up there in Ontario, Canada, before he headed to Watkins Glen.
I see how it is.
So he was calling his corner pocket shot early. I'm going to try not to get a Dairy Queen because I need to lose weight. So I'm going to try and stay on the track and, make it to the end. Qualifying is about to begin, although it is not required. We're still going to expect quite a few to go ahead and qualify. But I'll let you guys get on the way and talk about the race and stuff. It's always a pleasure to have both of you in the booth, and I'll hopefully talk to you later on.
Best of luck to you, Rhea.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
But yeah, I mean, she kind of hit the nail on the head there. That this track is not the easiest thing to get around. Because you have to carry so much speed around here to get a good lap. It's very, very easy to get it wrong. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the extended rules list for today from iRacing. On the exit of turn 1, the edge of the red and yellow curbing is out of bounds. So if you put more than 2 tires over that, you're not going to have a good time. Same thing goes for turn number 6.
That'll be carousel. Would that be 6?
It would have to be. Because they're calling this an 8-turn track. So 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
That makes sense.
So yeah, in the carousel, on corner exit, edge of the red and yellow curbing. So no, I'm sorry. They're calling it turn 6, but it's actually the penultimate corner.
Oh, okay.
So I really wish they would get their poop in a group of whether or not this
still makes sense, but
a 7 or an 8-turn track. Growing up, it was a 12-turn track. When they put the bus stop in, they started calling it a 12-turn. Now it's down to however many they feel like shortening it by.
Let me count it as a professional European person.
Okay. If that's the case, let's go on board
11,
with,
in my opinion.
There you go. Well, you've got turn 1, which right now Brian Chu's coming into. We can agree that that's turn 1. And Brian just went out of bounds on that lap. So there's 2 he's going into now. 3, 4, and then 5 back to the right that leads to the back straightaway.
5?
And then that was 5 he just came out of.
I would call this 5.
Call where he is now?
As in the...
Well, the bus stop is 6, 7, and 8.
Okay, I would...
6, 7, 8, 9. It's carousel 10.
Okay, fair enough.
And then the penultimate 11, and then the final corner 12. That's the way I've always called the corners. That's the way it was for years until they decided to just consider the carousel the bus stop. That's not a corner anymore. Why? You have to turn.
Yeah.
But I digress. As Chu jumps up to 13th quick. Currently sitting atop the pile is his teammate, Chris Worrell, in the Irwin Tools number 20. Linus Brostrom going to go second quick on his second flyer.
And something we were talking about just before this is expect to see the Swedes up high. Because naturally, they're coming from a road racing background.
Mhm.
I'm coming from a road racing background, so this is going to be a fun one for me as well. And obviously, this is your home track, so I think we're all having fun today.
Oh, absolutely. Another name that I expect to be kind of up there is one of your continent men, Damien Mulvey, the Irishman. I would expect him to start climbing his way through the field. Hasn't laid it. Didn't get a clean lap on his first lap though,
Yeah,
as there's
obviously,
not a whole lot of drivers out on track right now that I'm seeing.
we doing 8-minute quali for this one, considering it's a road
10.
course? 10, okay, fair enough.
10-minute quali, 2 laps.
Yeah, I think most of our times are done for now. We've only got Mike Iskandar, who, by the way, wish him a very happy birthday. So,
Yes.
hoping he gets a great result on his birthday. Then we also got Steven Sear just starting a lap. Treadwell
He's on
is
his second
on one.
now. Sear just finished his first lap, went 18th quick.
And then invalidated
Treadwell's
the
on
second
his
one.
second lap as well.
Yeah, and then I don't think Mulvey's going to be able to set a lap, because when he goes out of the pits, he's just going to cross the line onto to complete lap 2.
Yeah, unfortunately. And there's a lot of drivers who could not get a clean lap in. Charles Robertson, John Hopley, Francisco Villarreal, 2 laps, neither one counting. And it's just pushing that envelope just a little too much. As we watch Steven Sear coming through the carousel, went out of bounds.
Well, he did
on
at turn
corner
1 as
exit.
well.
Yeah, he did on turn 1. Here he is coming through that. What the rules package is calling turn 6, but again, we don't need to jump off that or beat that dead horse any more than we already have. This looks like Lance Hill in the 31 out on track right now. He should have enough time to get his laps in, or at least one of them.
In theory, you may have time for both. Probably one, actually, looking at it.
Yeah. Should have time for at least one of them.
But yeah, as you said, and as we're seeing, it's, well, one, more difficult to keep it on track in these cars on a track like this, and two, if you're going quickly about it, good luck.
Absolutely. When this particular layout was first envisioned, it was originally designed for the Formula One race that they had here for years.
Yeah.
Back in the mid 70s. And then in the mid 80s, they started running the Grand National Series, or Winston Cup at the time, here. So, this track was never really intended to have this style of car on it, but if you can get it right and get it figured out, it is so much fun to wheel a full-fendered stock car around this place.
I mean, yeah, it's all well and good going around in, like, an LMP2 or something and taking the carousel nearly flat, as that is probably
That's out of bounds.
allowed, or is that out? You didn't say anything about the rules for carousel, because turn 6 was technically this one.
Well, it said off-track rule.
Rules.
A car is considered to be within the track limits if half of the car is within the boundaries of the track.
We'll see if
Off-track
that
occurs.
counts. Does count.
It did count. Okay.
And it's not too bad. Chuck's not 10th place. Not going to be able to finish this one. It's out of bounds anyway, so...
Yep.
Qualifying order is set, and we'll just have to see how the bottom 10 or so rounded up.
Casey Tomlinson, Mike Iskandar both electing to not take time. Everybody else at least tried to put a time down and unfortunately did not get a clean lap in. So there we go.
Right, now that we have everyone in position, let's run down the grid. So we've got Alex Araldson taking the pole position with Chris Worrell next to him. Then we have Linus Broström and Marcus Hagman for an all-Swedish row 2. Chad Thörnqvist and Colin Forrester 5 and 6. Daniel Solo and Peyton Hubbard row 4. And Jalen Battle and Lance Hill rounding out the top 10.
Row number 6 is going to go to Skylar Carnes and Zach Taylor. JD Bowles and Jeff Weimer are going to make up row number 7. Row 8 sees Derek Cook and Chase Harden. Eugene Thorne and Brian Chu going to roll off in row number 9. Row 10 sees Steven Sear and Clarence Prince. Emily Urias and Colin Zimmer rolling off in row number 11, with row number 12 going to JB Banner and Rhea Ferris.
And then we've got Charles Roberson and Casey Tomlinson on row 13. Row 14 is going to be Francisco Villarreal and Brian Treadwell. Row 15, Damien Mulvey and Bob Wyckoff. Row 16 is going to be Mike Iskandar and John Hopley. And row 17 going to Eric D. Davis and Chris Van Maastricht.
The 34 cars scheduled to roll off here tonight. 65% fuel fill. 3 sets of tires in the Dairy Queen limit, which you're going to have to settle for Ben & Jerry's here tonight. That's a bad thing. 21X. So a lot of leeway given to the drivers here tonight. And did we mention
the halfway caution that they are implementing in the
They
iSNF
They are going to be throwing a halfway caution.
Rose tracks.
They are going to be throwing a halfway caution, try to tighten the field back up a little bit here. And if you'll notice where they're gridding up, Jason, that is the short chute between the carousel and the penultimate corner. So we're not going to have to sit for a full parade lap as the field starts to roll behind the Salem pace car.
I don't mind that decision, but to be honest, some of them are going to have to try and book it in the left-hand lane and to even get to the grid.
This is going to end poorly. Here we go. As the pace car peels on off, the only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness, and Grandma, grab a Salem's hot dog because it's time to get it on at the Glen. Race fans, it's show time! Worrell and Alderson going side by side. Alderson able to wrestle out the lead from Worrell as they come up through the S's. They're still side by side in the mid pack. That's Colin Forrester going side by side with Dan Solo.
Yeah, very ambitious. I saw they were 3 wide into turn 1. Somehow getting that cleared up, and then we've got, what is this, Zach Taylor and Skylar Carnes, I think, going at it into the bus stop, getting that sorted out.
Forrester working the inside of Thörnqvist right now as Thörnqvist goes wide, coming out of the carousel. That is your battle for 5th. A lot of guys trying to let it run, coming through the carousel to try to carry some speed, but you got to be mindful of the penultimate corner because it's very easy to get it wrong going through there.
Yeah,
Lap
looks like
1 in the books. Alderson going to lead it.
Yeah, Thörnqvist may have a bit of a run on Marcus Hagman here, but is not going to be enough to try and get him into turn 1. Just looking at how close Chris Worrell is to Araldson here. Never mind, that's Linus Broström to Chris Worrell. I was reading that completely wrong. And it looks like something's happened to JD Bowles a bit further back.
Yeah, he got it wrong going into 1, wheel hop and spun it.
Easy enough to do. As Brostrom slow, so Hagman and Thurmquist going through.
Oy. Thornquist is going to have to be careful because every time he goes that wide through the carousel, he opens the door for Linus Brostrom. We know Brostrom is not afraid to stick it in there.
Oh yeah, no, especially on a road course, going to feel right at home. But it does tend to give you more speed through the turns, so worth doing as he's going to look to the inside.
Jeez.
Getting that one done, Brostrom going to try and follow it through. They're going to be side by side through the S's here, unless Hagman backs out a bit, as he does.
Just burp the throttle to give his countrymen a little bit of room, as Dan Solo has gotten by Colin Forrester behind them as well. Skylar Carnes looking on Zach Taylor now. Thinks better of it.
It's so close up in the this top group that you barely know what to focus on. As some drivers definitely
through the rest of the field, they're pretty much strung out. But yeah. This front group is just going after each other as Hagman goes wide in the penultimate corner and hemorrhages spots.
Yeah, that's going to let a load of drivers through, unfortunately, as he's going to fall to the back of this little train. He might actually be falling off it a bit, but I think he has the pace to get back up here, so I'm not too worried about him. It's only lap 4.
Well, when you figure that, he just finished running the 6 hours at the Glen this weekend in GT cars, and now he's in a Cup car. Takes a couple laps to get the feel of your braking zones again, because let's face it, a GT car has a whole lot more brakes than these Gen 6 cars did.
Yeah, admittedly, I've been running around here in LMP2s. I'd be finding myself try and brake at the 200 board for the bus stop and then just not be able to stop before the carousel.
Something just happened to Bob Wyckoff.
Looks like he's going slowly by the S's, so maybe...
wheel hop going into 1.
Yeah. Did he hit the wall as well? Because it looks like he's got some damage on that.
Oh, he ate the wall going into 1, wheel hop, and just ate the outside wall. Well, that's no bueno.
Looks like Skylar Carnes is going to be going for a move on Zach Taylor here. Not quite able to get alongside into turn 1. As Brostrom has run wide, going through turn 1, so he's going to be losing some spots. Colin Forrester just about not getting through.
Well, Dan Solo pushed him wide coming through 1.
Oh, I see.
And Brostrom kind of had to give way as Carnes still all over the back bumper of Taylor. Hagman right there as well within striking distance. Kind of gives him a little bit of breathing room coming through the carousel as Taylor able to stretch out a little bit of a gap. But they are going to have to make this happen quick if they're going to make it happen at all, because they are quickly losing ground to the front 4.
Yeah, well, Forrester is still right on the back of Brostrom, as Brostrom did not have a good bus stop, and now they're coming through the final corner side by side. Forrester keeping it out of the wall, but it's going to be a drag race down to turn 1, 77 on the outside, 22 on the inside. Who's going to brake latest? It's going to be Linus Brostrom, but I'd prefer Forrester's line through here, but Brostrom staying ahead.
Well, you got to be careful coming on the exit of 1, because it's very easy to upset the car if you try to straddle that curb. You can put 2 tires on, you can put 4 tires over, but if you try to put 2 tires on each side of that curbing, you're basically doing what a truck grind on a skateboard, and it's very easy to upset the car. And next thing you know, you're getting out. You're on the hook and heading back to the pits.
Ooh, someone's round right in front of the leaders. Who is that? That's Brian Treadwell going round. Because we're already getting to the point of people getting lapped here, I think, but...
Yes, we are.
Admittedly, was
Treadwell
not
got it wrong
expecting
going
that.
through the bus stop. Oy. Yeah, Treadwell got it all wrong going through the bus stop there. Oh,
Take it.
Casey Tomlinson got it wrong.
Oh. Would take a quick look at that, but it looks like we're going to have a nice little battle for second here between Burrell and Thornquist. As that 66 is right on the back of the 20. Bit loose coming through the S's though, so... Going to lose that momentum before the bus stop. Going to have to work it out on the brakes. Great run through the bus stop, but he's got nowhere to go into the carousel. Unless Worrell runs wide, which he does, opens the door up. There may have been a tap there, but I couldn't see it as...
Worrell able to carry that momentum going into the penultimate corner, though. As they are already up onto the boss lady. As here comes Thornquist to the inside of Worrell. Sideways coming through the final corner. Ferris gets out of the way as Worrell was trying to use her for some drafting help. Thornquist, though, was all sorts of sideways coming onto the front stretch.
And Daniel Solo not having a good time of it out of the final corner by the looks of things, as he was passed by Forrester and Brostrom. So this battle for fourth is heating up as well, as I actually didn't think about the lap traffic when I was thinking about this race, as Brostrom looks like he's going to go for a move on Forrester.
I really didn't think it was going to be this quick.
No.
They were getting into lappers.
But I guess it does make sense. Between the top and the bottom, you've got maybe 8 seconds of lap pace difference.
Yeah.
Some drivers, to be fair to them, just aren't used to driving these types of courses, and it's very, very different.
Very much so. As you know, we're seeing a lot of different lines being played out here. But that big battle right now is for fourth between Forrester, Brostrom, and Solo.
As Linus Brostrom very squarely on exit. Solo not quite able to capitalize on it, but looking pretty under pressure.
Casey Tomlinson got it wrong going through the, looks like through the bus stop.
Oh yeah, definitely did. No front on that car.
Well, that was when he ate the pit wall.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to be doing that one.
And that's right in front of that battle for fourth that we were watching.
And we'll still watch as Brostrom looks like he may be sizing up a move on Forrester into turn one. Not worth trying a move that audacious just yet, as they're getting past another lap car.
There's the 41 of Casey Tomlinson that were flashing by.
I'll tell you what, it's a good thing that these lap cars look in their mirror, because otherwise there could be some very bad situations here, as Brostrom's having to defend from fellow countryman Solo, who gets caught up by Colin Zima, I think, getting through the bus stop.
Yeah, that was the worst possible place to catch a lap car. Marcus Hagman giving Zach Taylor all he can handle right now as well. As they're working by Zimmer. Oh, a little bit sideways for Taylor coming out of the penultimate corner. That's going to let Hagman close the gap again.
Honestly think some of these guys have attended a drift school, but no harm in getting it a bit sideways.
The lead heating up. As Chris Worrell has closed the gap on Elderson.
Okay, it doesn't look like anything happened to him, though he had a much slower last lap. Maybe he got caught up behind some traffic, but
good possibility.
You are right. Top three right here next to each other now.
You know what I'd really love to see somebody get the gumption to do one of these days is have the Cup cars shoot the boot.
Yeah.
Oh, something just happened to Clarence Prince.
Oh, Thornquist. All sorts of sideways coming out the final corner. Kept in a straight line, but battle for the lead as a back marker rejoining. You're going to be side by side through the S's. Araldson and Worrell for the lead. Worrell not able to stick it up the inside through for. Is he going to have a run into the bus stop, though? Looks like he's not going to be close enough, as
that was
is
16
a car
pointed wrong way on the one-way street.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't look quite correct. As bad bus stop for Araldson. That's going to allow Worrell to get right up close, nearly trying to go around the outside of the carousel.
He was thinking about it.
That's
going to get the good
ambitious.
Run, though. Worrell giving the Swede all he can handle right now. Contact going into the penultimate. Chrome horn from Worrell, and that's going to let Thornquist go through as well.
There wasn't actually any contact there.
No, there wasn't. I just saw that. Oh no.
Just looking from the nose cam as... What have you seen?
JB Banner. Just
quick look at that
going into one. Yep. Into the tire wall. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on the 48, but definitely not a good time.
Yeah, no, nicely executed pirouette. Just a shame it wasn't kept out of the barrier, but looks like Skylar Carnes has been has had an off-track excursion fairly recently as well.
Brian Treadwell just ate another tire barrier.
Do we want bets on when we've seen the first DQ, or have we already seen it?
We have not yet. Let me double check on the math here.
Sure?
Treadwell's close.
How many has Casey Tomlinson got?
Wyckoff is close.
Okay, he was stopped on track for a second then. He was stopped on track for a second then. I thought it was...
Yeah. No, Treadwell's at 18. Wyckoff's at 17. And Emily Urias is already at 12.
It's, they gotta stop being careful. As... I think it is the most scary thing in these cars, just seeing someone fight it on the exit of a corner.
Very much so, especially if you know you're battling the person either in front of you or behind you, and you
Yeah.
see the person in front of whomever you're battling almost lose it. You know, like,
Yeah,
oh
'cause you're
boy,
sitting behind
there's
them
no place to
thinking,
hide.
where are you gonna go?
Yeah, you know, to quote the line from Field of Dreams, watch out for the fastball, but watch out for one in your ear.
Hmm.
Brian Chu and Casey Harden going after each other. Damian
Oof.
Mulvey right there as well. That is a tight grouping right now.
Yeah, I think all of them picking up a 1x by the penultimate as well.
Looks like it, yeah. This is one of your closest battles on track. Next closest one is going to be up for ninth between...
Whoa!
Oh, boy.
Mulvey and Chu getting together and blocking the pit exit. Don't reverse onto the racing line! No!
Oy.
And that car is pretty toast for Mulvey, unfortunately.
And that is what I was talking about with Chu. He got two tires on either side of that curbing. Mulvey absolutely nowhere to go as the 16 jumps on the... Oh, my goodness. Yep, Mulvey's decided to put it on the haulers. That car, not much further down the track, hand grenades the engine before he even got to the S's.
Yeah, when you run wide, you
man.
definitely want to not stay on until... oh, yeah, no. Maybe a bit loose before the curb as well.
Something just happened to the 3.
Like maybe a bit of a slow turn or something. He's not too far back. In fact, these two have caught up to Thornquist quite nicely.
Maybe it was Forrester getting by him. That's what I was seeing.
Thornquist in the pits.
Yes, he is. A little bit early as we're working lap 17 of 45 here.
Smoke coming into one. That's an ominous sign.
And I think that was the 16 trying to get up and out of the way. Oh no, Skylar Carnes just hit something. Looks like coming through the penultimate and into the final corner.
Side by side in
Just
the bus
too
stop for
much.
3 in the 77. No contact between them. Harrelson having to
Skylar
back
Carnes
out.
ate the water barrels on the end of pit road.
Oh, yep, no good.
That is no bueno.
Dan Solo going for a move in the penultimate on Colin Forrester, just putting his car just alongside enough that he had to give space, but couldn't make it work as they both seem to go full lock opposite direction on exit of the final turn.
As Elderson bringing it pit side, looks like he's trying to get some service done on that car before we get to the halftime break on lap 23.
Well, in theory, if you can save a bit of fuel, best to just pit under halfway caution, no?
Well, I mean, he is going to get, you know, the free get up
true.
when everybody else in front of him comes down to get their service done.
Ooh, bad time to catch a lap car for Forrester. Just coming out the bus stop.
Yeah, that's never a good time.
And that surface on the exit of the carousel is technically racing surface, but it looks very, very bumpy.
It is. And a lot of that bumpiness has to do with the winters that we get here in the Finger Lakes region as Forrester peels off to go pit side.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure he was planning that, but I guess he's there now.
It worked.
Yeah. He may not have wanted to come down pit road, but alternate strategy forced onto you by the car. There you go.
As Chris Worrell continues to show the way right now, 4 seconds to the good over Dan Solo in the 00. As the battle for fourth still hot and heavy between Hagman and Taylor.
That it is as the cars just clatter their way over the curbs at the bus stop.
And it was only like a year and a half ago, that they redid the curbing here. And well, those curbs are a lot more pronounced than they used to be.
Well, they still feel smooth as anything in something that's designed to take them.
Worrell's in.
Yep,
Taylor's
as is
in.
Taylor. So we are left with a Swedish top 3.
You sound shocked. Looks like John Hopley has had more problems. Coming through the bus stop. And the tail is definitely wagging the dog on the 6 as he almost gets into Elderson.
This wasn't changing
There
the cameras,
is
just dealing with
leaders
some
going by the birthday boy right now.
chat.
Mike Iskandar celebrating his birthday here in wine country. Linus Brostrom all over Solo.
Yeah, he's going to have the front row seat to this battle as Brostrom going to try it around the outside of the penultimate corner. Both of them leaving enough space, some great racing between them as Brostrom probably having the advantage here as Solo jumps into the pits. It says we're 26 to go, so I have to do maths to try and figure out when this caution's going to come. In 2 laps time, I think.
Yes, 2 laps. I've already done the math on that.
Because we're going to be start of lap 22 is when it's being called.
The start of 22 or the end of 22?
I think
thought it was the end of
starts.
22. Okay.
Well, we'll see when it happens. I think that's an approach we can take. There's JD Bowles and Steven Sear are going at it now as well. But Charles Roberson right behind, looking to get into this. A 3-way battle coming into the penultimate corner. Luckily not 3 wide. But getting themselves sorted out for 10th position.
Brian Chu screaming that he's coming pit side.
Always useful to know.
It looks like Brostrom's coming into the pit this time.
Yeah, so maybe they just couldn't make it to the caution on fuel. Okay. That's lap 21, but sure. Halfway caution is now. Was it 22? Oh, yeah. End of lap 21. Cool. I'm just reading my SDK wrong, don't worry about me. So yeah, no, well timed for Brostrom, I think. Because he just came in, no worries. But we'll see how this turns out with if anyone wants to pit during this caution. But at the moment, top 5 is Burrell, Forrester, Araldson, Solo, and then Brostrom. Currently a Swede 3, 4, 5, 6.
So
but the Americans proving they can do road courses too.
There were some drivers that were less than happy that the caution got thrown when it did. And she said throw it at the start of 22, so I threw it at the start of 22.
Yeah. It was what was planned, so it was done as planned. But interesting to see if anyone's going to come in and top off on fuel. I wouldn't think it would be a good idea, actually, personally.
Say again?
I'd say it would be interesting to see if anyone's going to come in and top off on fuel. I don't think it would be a good idea.
Well, you're going to hemorrhage spots if you do. Some of these guys are going to have to, though.
Colin Forrester, Marcus Hagman, Lance Hill, Jalen Battle. Carnes should be coming in because he hasn't pit yet. But the rest of the names I mentioned had already pitted.
Right.
But if you're going to have to pit again anyway, because you can just about not make it to the end unless you're doing proper fuel saving. As Worrell's deciding to go for a mad dash. Safety car's letting everyone through by the looks of things.
Pardon my French.
Safety car's letting everyone through?
I have no idea why.
Zach Taylor's not going through, or he might be when he gets there. You know, literally everyone being let through. And yeah, definitely delayed green to sort out whatever this is. As, oh. This whole going fast under caution business has unfortunately caused Zach Taylor to crash.
Brian Treadwell has been disqualified.
I think Zach Taylor just stopped the car. That was a strange one. And Marcus Hagman's still sitting behind the pace car, because now it's got its lights back on, so it's not letting people on the lead lap through, I think. Although JD Bowles is just going straight through. There's been people passing each other under caution, going round without the pace car.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm going to be honest.
I will be right back.
No idea what is going on. Marcus Hagman seems to be following proper procedure. I think the safety car is going to be in this lap because the lights are now off. So unless they delay green again to get this sorted, I think pace car's going to be in, but from the looks of things, it's the top 7 has effectively been let through. The only way to sort this would be to delay the green. I think the only way to sort this is to give literally everyone from 8th down a wave round. Because here we have first place Chris Worrell, and there we have 8th place Marcus Hagman, who were most definitely on the same lap when they went in. So yeah, a few technical difficulties I think with this caution, just trying to figure out how to sort it out behind the scenes. But yeah, I think you're right, everyone who hasn't received a wave around should get one. Now it looks like some people are getting theirs before others. As we're probably going to want to extend this caution again. But now I'm going to be honest, I don't know how many spots Marcus Hagman's dropped during this caution, but definitely numerous, as Eugene Thorne's now let through. Eric Davis is now let through. This, unless some of these guys have a wave around and just aren't going through, this is not the correct order to have them waved round in. And Jazz expects another delayed green. Trying to sort this out. Hagman's still sitting behind. As, yeah, I think the people that need the wave around, there you go, Hagman finally getting one. Jalen Battle coming through, Colin Forrester coming through, Lance Hill coming through. And Emily Uris is just going to be making her way around to the back of the grid now that... Another issue I've just thought of is that this is all happening. It's all well and good these guys are being let through, but Hagman's in 14th. He's going to come to the back of the... He's going to come to the back of the pace car queue. There's going to be a load of lap cars between himself and the rest of the field. In fact, we go back up. Try and find the queue again. We've got Carnes, and then JD Bowles. And then we're looking all the way up here to get to Peyton Hubbard. You can see Bowles in the background with the green and white machine. Actually, no, you can't see him now because I can't get a good camera angle for it.
Solved. Everybody that was caught a lap down everybody that was caught a lap down because the pits weren't closed. That's the issue that happens whenever the leader was on pit road when the caution came out.
Okay, but I think Hagman's lost a bunch of positions from this, to be honest.
He has.
Because I don't think those wave rounds. I'm assuming you just gave wave rounds to people.
Yes, I was told to give away rounds to anybody that was a lap down, not realizing that there were 5 cars in front of the leader, between the leader and the pace car.
Yeah.
So Marcus blamed me. That was my fault. But I got everybody that got caught a lap down because of the kerfuffle on pit road. And looks like we're going single file. Why, I have no idea, but we're going single file.
Does look like it, and there's... I know the top 2 are together at least. There's only Colin Zima between Harrelson and Solo, so that's pretty much fine.
So pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes, and here we go to finish this piece off.
Finishing with 18 laps as Harrelson wanting to get it underway. Chris Worrell not going until he has to. That's going to be right bumper to bumper going through the S's.
You guys are going to pick it up right where they left off before that caution came out. You got Worrell in a sea of Swedes.
Do indeed. Angry pack of wolves behind him. As Daniel Solo getting very close to Harrelson here. Just having a bit of bus stop.
Marcus Hagman is driving like a man possessed.
He's just trying to make up some spots.
Well, he's back in the top 10, that's for darn sure. Got Forrester, Battle, and Hill right there with him as well.
Yeah, these... In fact, all of these 4 are going to be trying to make their way back up. I think the best shot for them is actually to work together on this one, because they all know they have pace.
Ooh! Linus Brostrom just got 8 different kinds of sideways coming through turn 1.
Oof.
Saved it, though.
Yeah, if these guys can work through the traffic ahead of them together, I think it would be better for them.
That'd be the safest bet.
So they're going to be trying to get past Eugene Thorne. Yeah, he's trying to get it done as quickly as possible. They're going to be 3 wide. They are. This ain't going to go well. Oh, it nearly goes terribly, terribly wrong.
They were a 4 wide for a second there.
Yeah, it nearly went so wrong.
Eugene Thorne just got into it with Jalen Battle.
Ouch. Oh, and Chase Harden.
Heck? Harden just got yeeted going through the carousel.
I think maybe a bit of overcorrection or something, but back on track now. As Forrester getting a good run on Hagman. Is he going to use it? Is it productive to use it? Probably not, but he's going to use it anyway, as Hagman not bothering to fight that too much.
Now they're just trying to climb back through.
Yeah, either of these guys have enough pace to head the climb back up. Though Hagman not getting a great line through the S's, so Lance Hill's going to be right on the back of him. Hagman feeling the need to defend a little bit.
Battle for the lead is Solo all over the back bumper of Worrell as they come into the penultimate corner. Banging fenders through the left-hander. And drag race down the front straightaway as Worrell trying to defend. Wait, that's...
Whoa!
You saw that one coming.
Getting together and sends Worrell into the
Oh,
left-hand
still
wall.
sideways coming up through the S's. That's going to promote Alderson back to the lead.
Trying to get sideways for as long as possible there by the looks of things, but looking back at this group, Hagman sideways with Lance Hill alongside through the S's. Please get it together and work together. You'll get further that way. But all of the top three may be from the same country, but that doesn't mean they're not going to fight it out for this lead.
Oh, absolutely. As they're not really close enough to be fighting tooth and nail yet. But Forrester and Hagman have not relented on each other. As Forrester now looking to the inside of the 33, gets into him.
Yeah, I think the
And around
33
goes
moved
Bowles.
over a bit. I think 33 moved over a bit there, but that was just my initial gut reaction. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, they got into each other.
As Hagman not having the best of runs through the S's as of late.
No, he's not. It's almost like he's not getting the run out of one that he needs to get the run up the hill. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's wondering where Lance Hill is going to put that car. Because Hill is all over his back bumper right now.
Yeah, I think he's spending half his time looking in his rearview mirror and half the time watching the road ahead of him. Maybe that 31 getting a bit distracting behind him.
Carnes now having to deal with the 77 of Forrester for 6th. That is one of your closest battles on track.
Yeah, Forrester now absolutely being a man on a mission. But after Skylar Carnes, they're going to have a 9-second gap to try and fill if they want to get up to that top 5.
No, they have about 10 laps to get it done.
Yeah,
We are 12 to go right now.
getting a second lap on Chris Worrell. Good luck. Maybe if he makes some mistakes, but going to take something special to get any further as Marcus Hagman going for a move into turn 1. I think they're realising this now and battling it out.
JD Bowles just got it wrong going through the bus stop. He got into it with the 21 and collected Mike Iskandar and the 6 of John Hopley.
And looks like Hagman may be making a move into the bus stop. Not going to be alongside, so Forrester can chop off in front of his nose. So let's take some onboard from Marcus Hagman. Apparently my FOV is in VR mode, so don't worry about that one. As Alex Arnoldson into the pits. I would have thought because of those caution shenanigans you would have been able to save a bit of fuel. You wouldn't have needed to pit, but may have been
Well, he
wrong.
was one of the first ones to come down pit road under green, so Linus Brostrom in command of this one right now. He and Dan Solo just walked away from Peyton Hubbard.
It says that Araldson went off track just before he went to the pits. I'm not sure. I think it might have just been going wide at the penultimate.
It's a possibility. As Solo peels off, as
Okay,
does Chris Worrell.
He definitely meant to come into the pits. That's what I was checking. Because to be honest here, easy enough. If you get enough oversteer on that final corner, you can accidentally pit. As Hagman's going to go for a move at turn 1 on Forrester. A lot further ahead this time. He's going to get it done. But Forrester getting a good line. Going to fight it back in towards turn 2. And he's going to get it done before the S's.
Hagman didn't want to get on the throttle while he was straddling that curb.
Yeah.
And you can tell just how much GT3 racing he's done this weekend, because that is a death knell in a GT3 car.
I wonder what his preference of GT3 car is.
I think they ran the Audi.
Oh, fair enough.
Audi or the BMW, I forget which he said he was in.
Say more likely BMW probably, but take a look. Is anyone pitting here? Yes, Hagman's pitting. Peyton Hubbard's coming to the pits as well. As let's see how Araldson is doing in the traffic. Just going to get past Stephen Sear here by the looks of things. Going to need to be round the outside at the penultimate corner. Getting it done.
Well, of the drivers that have already made their money stops, Chris Worrell is the highest runner so far, currently sitting in 5th. Jalen Battle was last down on lap 22. Lance Hill was on 22. Forrester was 22. Brostrom came in on 21.
Yeah, and Araldson and Hagman are thrown straight back into battle after they both pitted. Not the driver, but the fighting kind. Right next to each other on track.
As they are fast approaching Peyton Hubbard, who is also on a similar pit strategy as the two of them. The only difference is Hubbard took 4 in fuel. Dan Solo took 4 in fuel. Hagman took fuel only. And Alderson took 4 in fuel.
It looks like Araldson got some repairs done as well, so that may be why he's at the back of the people who have pitted so far rather than the front, but he's looking to change that as he looks around Marcus Hagman towards the S's, but maybe not getting a run or thinking better of it. As he's going to get a good run towards the bus stop. It might require a bit of a send though. Not going to try that on your fellow Chevy, your fellow Swede.
Well, it is RCR versus Hendrick right now. It's Hagman a little bit of tail wagging the dog coming through the carousel.
Definitely good opportunity now, but there's a car right in front of them. That's
Brian
the
Chu.
11, yeah, just getting out of the way. Well enough, Aronson maybe sending it at the last corner, not gonna get there.
No, but he's going to get the pull down the front chute, and he should be able to
he
make
is.
the move. Yes, he is going into one. You see the damage on the nose of the 3. That's from when he sent the 20 around.
Speaking of the 20, I think he had a moment not too long ago, and that let Solo through into the effective lead.
I think you're right.
As it didn't show he came off track, but I'll just have a look at what that pass was. Yeah, just a poor exit out of turn 1. Very, very wiggly.
And Bob Wyckoff just got a free trip to Dairy Queen. Oi! I think that was.
Take a look at
Yes,
that
it
one.
was. Worrell just tried to take the final turn wall with him. Good grief! Look at the left side damage on that car. Just annihilated the tire barrier.
That was how Bob Wyckoff got out, and oh yeah, I can already see the wheel from the front. That's not a good sign.
No, it is not.
So yeah, he's gonna be absolutely feeling that. It's just how much time is that gonna lose him? It could be worth as much as 2 seconds a lap, honestly.
That's the safe bet there.
So that's really going to let Peyton Hubbard, Alex Aronson, and Marcus Hagman back at him. But what I want to know is, have the likes of Linus Brostrom, Colin Forrester, Lance Hill, Jalen Battle, have they saved enough fuel through the caution and through everything that was happening to be able to make it? I feel like Brostrom and Forrester definitely could have done.
Well, it's a possibility. Brostrom came out right when he was in pit road when the caution came out.
Yeah.
Which, again, I apologize because I forgot that it screws the field up when you do that. Battle and Solo going side by side through the bus stop.
Like Solo's going to look to the inside for the penultimate corner. He's going to drive it in. Gives plenty of space on that outside for Jalen Battle, but he's not able to hold it round. So he's got that position, and with his fresher tyres, obviously you're going to expect him to run away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. His battle was fuel only when he came in on the last time he was down pit road.
That he was.
Linus Brostrom right now, 14 seconds to the good over the 77 of Colin Forrester. 31 of Lance Hill is another 6 seconds back. And then there's about a 14-second gap between Solo and Hill.
Yeah, there's some decent gaps up at the front now. I mean, tend to expect this far into a run on a road course especially, but gap that Brostrom has, absolutely props to him. Actually, one of the only cars on track to have only pitted once so far. So, honestly, I thought pitting for more fuel during that caution was crazy. Jill and Battle having to come in, but turns out I was completely wrong. Maybe those shenanigans having a bit of help, but caution will have lasted at least 3 laps anyway, so definitely fuel saving time. Is that a hand grenaded engine, or am I seeing things?
You're seeing things.
Someone.
Possibly Francisco Villarreal.
Okay, something happened at the bus stop for smoke, just didn't know whether it was engine smoke or tyre smoke.
Tire smoke.
We're about to see it. As a bit of a spin, just coming behind the 96. Probably expecting this to be a bit quicker. Catching off guard, and Chris Worrell now having to defend a bit from Peyton Hubbard.
2 laps to go for your leader, Linus Brostrom. 15.5 seconds to the good over the 77 of Forrester, as looks like the 48 of JB Banner got it wrong going into the bus stop.
7 going down the inside of the 20 at turn 1. Chris Worrell knowing exactly where Hubbard was. And getting it all sorts of loose through turn 2. That's going to open him up to Araldson. I really don't think that the lap car on the outside helped him.
Not at all. As Brostrom comes around to take the white flag.
Yeah, that he does. It's what you got to deal with sometimes, as Worrell having to cut the bus stop a bit there as well. Slamming right on the brakes. If he's serving a slowdown, that's not the most effective way to do it. But unfortunately, last few laps to forget here for Chris Worrell. As he's dropping places, probably going to drop onto Marcus Hagman here as well. That damage not doing him well, as Brostrom is about halfway through the final lap of this race.
Brostrom coming through the bus stop right now. Into the carousel he goes. 14.5 seconds to the good. Over second place, Colin Forrester is just coming into the bus stop now. And he's got another 9 seconds to the good over Lance Hill, who is now just coming into the bus stop. As the 96 gets it all wrong. Colin Zimmer going for a ride. But Brostrom coming into the final corner. All he's got to do is just keep it off the wall, and under the GoBowling.com signage, your winner, Linus Brostrom.
Great result for him, but I'm just going to look back at some of these battles. We've still got Peyton Hubbard and Alex Araldson going at it. I think Hubbard's going to be able to get this one. Unless there's a mistake on the final 2 corners. Araldson absolutely going for it.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a big mistake for Araldson to get him.
Whoa,
not
nearly hitting the wall.
Almost got into it.
It was closer than I was expecting it to be after coming through the penultimate corner, but able to hold him off. Chris Worrell able to hold off Marcus Hagman in his beat up wagon. But just waiting for the last few finishes, but pretty good race there overall, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. There was the issue with the caution, and that's on me. And I do apologize to the entirety of the field for that. But it happens.
It does. can't expect it to be perfect every time, and
No, not exactly.
I
But a man that we can expect to be perfect most of the time when he's on the track, driver of the Shell Pennzoil number 22 tonight, and winner here tonight at the anniversary at the Glen 45, Linus Brostrom. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys. That was an interesting race, to say the least.
Yeah, especially the competition caution that the guy in race control screwed up for us.
Yeah, I don't know. Something with me being on pit road when that was thrown kind of messed it up. He picked up second place and deemed them to be a lap down or something, and then we all got waved around. And some people who pitted didn't get waved around, but thanks to them extending the caution, having to sort that out for so long, I managed to make it on the fuel I had. So without all those delays of the green, I would have had to pit as well. So.
Well,
Yeah.
Linus, you unfortunately missed last week, so this is definitely going to help get you back in the hunt for the championship this season. But talk us through what your thoughts were coming into the Glen tonight. What was the game plan?
Well, first of all, I was waiting for a certain driver not to sign up to have a chance to win. But yeah, it's just do as many laps as possible in practice, qualify as high up as possible, and just try to stay clean. And I was abusing my tires too much early on, and then when I realized that we're not going to make it on just one stop, people started pitting early. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go as long as I can here, and then hope that something happens under the caution. Maybe I can make it on just one stop, or something like that, or gain positions from being on pit road when the caution comes out. And thankfully that worked. Not the way I had expected it to, but it did. So I don't know, just hoping for a good race here today, and that's what we got. Unfortunately, the race for the win wasn't that exciting, but other than that, I think the whole race was amazing all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. As we go into one of the mile and a halves next week at Texas Motor Speedway, what are your thoughts going into the Lone Star State?
Well, Texas Motor Speedway is a very interesting track, to say the least. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get a good race or if it'll be single file or whatever. But I'm going to do my best to go back to back and maybe put myself in contention for a championship anyway, despite being crashed out in one race and then missing the next one. So we'll see. But at this point, I'm just here to score checkered flags to end the season, basically.
All right, Linus, who do you need to thank before we turn you loose?
Well, of course, first of all, Force Esports and all the guys over there, Ria and you guys for putting on the show and the broadcast, and yeah, basically everyone involved.
All right, Linus Brostrom, congratulations on winning here at the Glen. We'll see you next week at Texas.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
And I believe, Jason, you have our second place finisher with you now.
Yeah, Colin, I believe I'm right in saying this is your first race back since the win at Pocono, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, it's not a bad way of going about it then. First there, and then second place here. How do you think it went?
I thought it went pretty well. I didn't run any practice lap. It's been a while since I've ran Gen 6 at Watkins Glen, but I had a lot of practice for just Watkins Glen overall this week. But earlier in the week, one of my Gen 7 leagues ran here, ran 2 of the 6 hours here. But had a lot of practice here, but still needed to get readjusted to the car, and I think I readjusted pretty quickly, and just the fuel saving and all that just came into play there. I think I could have won if all that didn't happen, but I'm happy with the second place result though.
I can see you adjusted pretty damn well by the end of it, because absolutely ringing the car around the track. It was great to see. But any particular highlights from today?
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess coming from the back of that caution all the way back to second, I guess would be the best highlight. But I think it was just a smooth, clean race overall. Just made up some spots. It was a lot of fun racing out there with everyone. Appreciate all lap cars just getting out of the way. And it was super fun, just battling hard with everyone on the track, and it was just a really fun race.
Yeah, and now looking forward to the Lone Star 250 at Texas. What are your thoughts going into that?
Uh, I mean, I'm not sure if I'll be in that race or not, but if I'm not, I don't know when my next race will be, and if it's not till next season, I look forward to next season and seeing what car I get tonight.
Yeah, and before we let you go celebrate, who do you need to thank?
Just thank you to everyone in the league for having me. I look forward to whenever I can run these races and run the truck races on Saturday. Look forward to next Saturday with the trucks, and just thank you to you guys for doing the broadcast. I'm sure you do a great job like usual.
And thank you for putting on a good show. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And joining us now is the driver of the number 31, Lance Hill. All things considered, can't be too disappointed with the podium here tonight at the Glen.
No, sir. I didn't get a bit of practice, to be honest with you. So I went into that race with no idea how the cars were going to drive or anything like that. So it was kind of scary, to be honest with you. And I'm really blessed to come out with third. I guess a lot of people ran out of gas there and had to pit. So I'd done a lot of fuel saving, and was really blessed to come out with third.
Well, I mean, you said you didn't get a lot of practice, but from the looks of it, you were able to wheel that car with some of the best out there.
Right. Yeah. After all these updates, iRacing's really changed the way these cars drive. And after driving the next gen, it feels so weird driving these cars, and I can tell there's a big difference from the way they used to drive. And I gotta say they're much harder. I don't know if it was just like the setup and iRacing hasn't fixed it, or if it was a open setup. I don't even know. But yeah, either way, it was much different. It was a handful to drive.
Well, it was definitely a handful, but we're going to go into a track next week that's going to be another handful. You're going to be back with us at the Lone Star 250 at Texas next week, right?
I hope to be. I should be.
What are your thoughts going into that race then?
Oh, Texas. Not a very good track for me, so I'm hoping to at least go in there and just survive, and hope to come out with another good solid top 5, maybe even a top 10 if I can get that. But really, I'm going to be shooting for a top 5, just so I gotta stay, put myself in the right spots and stay lucky.
All right, Lance, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate the podium here tonight at the Glen?
I want to wish my dad happy Father's Day. So do you. I want to just thank all my family for supporting me. They're all over here and watching the race and stuff. And thank my teammate. Well, we was in the same chat together, Colin Forrester, for guiding me through that, since he got a lot more practice than me, and he really kind of coached me and taught me some things there. And yeah, thank you for broadcasting as well, and Rhea for hosting this amazing league.
All right, Lance Hill, congratulations on the podium at the Glen. We will see you next week, hopefully, at Texas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Jason, we've got another one in the books, my friend.
Yeah, we do indeed, and as ever, it was an interesting one and great one to watch. Whether on a road course, oval, doesn't matter. Always going to be a great race here on Sunday evenings.
Yeah, no, these guys and gals always put on an amazing show every Sunday afternoon. I dare say some of the most talented fields from top to bottom that we see week in and week out here in the iRacing servers. Well, let's take a quick look at our finishing grid. What do you say?
Yep, sure thing. So, Linus Prostrom in first place with Colin Forrester and Lyle rounding out the podium positions. Then we've got Daniel Solo and Peyton Hubbard 4th and 5th, Alex Arnoldson in 6th, Chris Worrell in 7th, Marcus Hagman in 8th place, Skylar Carnes in 9th, rounding out the lead lap, and Stephen Sear rounding out your top 10.
Garrett Cook, JD Bowles, Eugene Thorne, Eric Davis, and Jalen Battle running out your top 15. All of those drivers 1 lap down. John Hopley, Brian Chu, JB Banner, Colin Zimmer, and Francisco Villarreal rounding out your top 20. Mike Iskandar, Chris V, Casey Tomlinson, Rhea Ferris, Bob Wyckoff rounding out your top 25.
Yep, and then to finish us off, we got Chase Harden, Emily Urias, Zach Taylor, Charles Roberson, Jeff Weimer, Chad Thurnquist, Damien Mulvey, Brian Treadwell, and Clarence Prince round out the field. And to round out this race.
And that is going to about do it for us here tonight. Be sure to join us later this evening for Sunday Night NASCAR. That's scheduled to roll off here in about an hour's time, as I'm not 100% certain where they are going to. I think it's Phoenix. Don't quote me on that.
I can see if I
Hold on and I can tell you.
check.
Come on. They're off tonight, maybe.
Off week.
But be sure to join us Monday night for the CleanRacing.net Season 11 finale from Phoenix. That's an 8:20 Eastern Time start on that one. So for Mr. Jason Salford, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life this week, please don't play in traffic.